So I'm an idiot, right? I made some notes at a conference and lost them, so I couldn't make a video. But I found them, so let's get into the video. And welcome back to the Angry Teacher channel. I am Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher, and if it's your first time here, thanks for coming by. Check out all the videos in the playlist and become a part of the family. If you've been here before, you know I love y'all. Thank you for the support. I love you, I love you, I love you. All right. So during the summer, there is an annual Teacher Pay Teacher conference, and this past summer was my second, and made copious notes. Got into it, and these conferences are really helpful. So check out the next one when it comes around, okay? TPT has been so thoughtful in the fact that you could go to either a physical, the physical version of the conference or a virtual version. And this is the second year I've gone, and I've chosen the virtual twice. So with that said, you know, I was in the sessions, I watched them and made copious notes and did all this stuff. And then I don't know what happened during the summer. I lost my book. Now, if anybody who knows me knows that I'm still very old school. So I've got a notebook for everything. I've got notebooks for my products, notebooks for my projects, notebooks for my notes. Just a whole lot of notes, right? So this doozy here, I don't know where this guy went. You know, got all my stuff written up and whatever. I couldn't find it to save my life, and so I just let it go because, you know, I wanted to make a video with the information that I got. I think I was able to make one. That was when I was, you know, on top of stuff. And then life happened, right? And then, so I misplaced the book. Found the book, I think yesterday, and I said, you know what, no matter what happens, I'm going to make a video today. Guess what happened? I putzed around, because, you know, we've been on a week-long vacation for Thanksgiving. And now we're going back, so I'm trying to plan and get my act together. And I said, you know, I lost the light. I lost daylight. So now I'm here at night. I've never made a video at night. Trying to make a video with all these lights on me. You'd swear, I've got so many things plugged in. I know it's illegal. It's unsafe, but I needed the light. So here we are. All right, so there's one that I could never. When I first started out in TPT, I always had issues with the idea of adding value to a product, and how do I do that? And so I watched, I think it was Julie Faulkner's session, and she gave some insight. So some of these ideas are not original, they're not from me, but I liked what she had to say. So I'm just sharing that with you, and some of them are mine, okay? There are about 8 of them, and some overlap, but you'll figure it out, okay? Let's get into it. Here's how you add value to your product to assist the teachers who are purchasing it. And number 1, give options for teaching the content. On all of my products, or most of my products, there's some that are obvious. If it's an essay prompt, you know what it is. But I've now developed something, my suggested usage. So while I'm even making the product, I'm thinking about creative ways that teachers can use it as well. Because it's rare that a student wants to just write an essay all the time. So it's the same prompt, but I refashion it. I re-envision the essay prompt and make it into something else so that they'll have different ways to teach it depending on who's in front of them. So that's one thing you can do, and it is to give options for how teachers can handle the content or how they can approach the content or teach the content. Number 2, give multiple links for the text and or the videos. I had a situation once where I clicked on a link and that was my product, you know, just checking it out. Clicked on the link and then it was gone. It wasn't available anymore. So I tried to, as much as possible. Some, they don't have them. And there's Teacher for Inclusion. I love the fact that she reads the stories that she, you know, makes products for. That's something I want to get into later, but the full-time job thing is not working out for me. So I like her idea. She reads it. So there's always going to be that version. So teachers don't have to read with the class if they don't want to, or they can read a part, and then the students can listen to the other part as a class. And it gives options. Also, if one YouTube link doesn't work or a website doesn't work, you can always click on another. So give as many options as possible and multiple links so teachers have access to the content at the drop of a dime. Number 3, use age-appropriate designs, clip art, graphics, layouts. It was interesting that Julie Faulkner mentioned that in her session, because I've taught secondary levels for so long, it just wouldn't occur to me to use baby clip art, or some little kids running around or whatever. So but I guess people are, and I guess the different levels for elementary kind of makes sense. So I get it. I just never knew it was a thing. But in any case, shout out to my girl Queen's Educational Resources. She does beautiful clip art. If you're doing secondary products, she will hook you up. They're beautiful. I don't know how long it takes her to do it. I don't know the process of making clip art, but she does a great job. So check out Queen's Educational Resources on TPT. But with that said, make sure, and there's something I do where I put a clip art at the top of, or a graphic at the top of each handout, because if you have a lot that you're handing out, or I do binder checks for my kids, so I tell them, oh, it's the one with the ballet dancer, it's the one with the hamburger at the corner, so the kids know how to navigate the space and navigate the handouts that they're given, or the worksheets. So it's up to you how you do it. Just make sure it's age appropriate. If it's high school, some things you don't want to be too kiddie, or too or if it's the younger kids, you don't want it to be too mature, because they won't feel they won't feel akin to it. It won't be relatable. Okay, so make sure it's age appropriate. Thanks, Julie. 4, have unique ideas. It's just a given. Whatever you teach, however you teach, with whomever you teach, it's unique to you. But try to see if it works on TPT. For the most part, yes, everybody, I do English or language arts resources. And so how many times can you read a different story? Or how many times can you introduce types of sentences? But there's got to be something, and that's where I think it's number 1 comes in. Add options for teaching the content. Yes, we can do, you sit down and you break this down, or you run around and you put stuff on the wall, or blase. However, there's another way that you can do it. Think about, give it some thought. How can I have this teacher use this product teaching the content that they've been teaching for years? Or they're new to the classroom. How can I give them enough insight into the content by using my product? And every teacher is different. However, there's some things that we do that are the same. So even if your ideas are unique to you and your classroom, some teacher is going to find something that they can use from it. So that adds the value. If everybody's doing the same math content, doing polynomials the same way all the time, then that might be problematic. So maybe the graphics will stand out, your clip art will stand out, the way you lay out your pages will stand out. Just make sure your ideas are a little bit out there, not too much out there, but different from everybody else's, okay? This, number 5, cover sheets for teachers who print and store, the packets somewhere else. Now, some of us are very old school for that. Or if they are doing it digitally, when they click on it, they can see the cover page and know what's going on. That was interesting that Julie brought that up in her session. I never thought about it, and I've always done it, but never really gave it much thought. I just like covers, so, and I just did that. But then when I found my notes, I'm like, what? Great minds think alike, Julie. And so it makes sense that if I'm a teacher who teaches science in elementary and I break my class down, obviously by theme or by the different parts of the content, and if everything has a cover page, it's easier for me to find stuff and store it, and it looks better. So I get it, and that adds value because it makes the teachers easier to find stuff. Everything, they don't have to keep pulling stuff out of a drawer or clicking all over to find things. They know exactly what they're looking at because the cover page tells it all, or gives them an insight to what they're looking for. So try it out. Think of the varied student types in the class. What is it called? Differentiating. Make sure that they're different levels. So you have the one who finishes first, the one who needs a little bit more time to finish, or the one who may be visually impaired, or the one who needs a little bit of extra help. Or all your assignments, all the questions for the assignment can't be lower level. all the questions on the assignment can be higher level. So mix it up so at least the kid feels empowered to do more, because you know what, I know I got this question right, or understood this idea, so let me try the other one, or gosh, that one was hard, so I need to study more. So make sure you're targeting different types of kids in each class. Number 7, be print conscious for the teachers. I've never really given that much thought as well until I had to use one of my own products, and I planned it, never had time to kind of check it. And then I opened up that bad boy, hit print, and it came out and stuff was on the side. It was cutting off half of the page, and I'm a neat freak, so that tripped me out. When you make your products, to add a little bit more value to it, I got this from Mr. Miller, I think it was Misty who said this. Make sure there's a black and white version for teachers, because we all know the ink situation, the copy situation. It's hard to sell the idea to admin that I'm printing up all these colored things of 30 sheets each, or 30 booklets in color. So it's easier for them to wrap their head around black and white. So, and it's easier for us as well. So give the option, because some people might be homeschooling, some teachers might just want to copy for themselves and it looks good in color, but just give the black and white version. Also, make sure, and I'm big on this, the kids get on me for this, but I like borders. I like the margins, make sure there's enough space in the margin. And one thing I realized, that I used to make some of my printables were like size font 16, so I'd print them up and the kids were like, whoa, we can see this from across the room. And that wasn't my intention. So just be aware of how the font size is, how will it look, how much ink is being used. These are things I never really thought about. I never really had to, but now it adds value, because teachers can print the color, they can print the black and white. When the black and white comes out, it's not too dark, it doesn't use too much ink, or they have space in the margins so kids can punch holes in the margins and keep it in their binders. These are things that will give you those sales that you're looking for. And lastly, number 8, add answer keys if you can, as much as you can, and or teacher notes. However you want them to look at the content in your product, make sure you add and things like an extra page that gives details as to how you want the product to be used. And these are suggestions. That's why I call mine suggested uses. You don't have to use it that way, but here's if you're at a loss, or you don't know what to do with it, or you have you've used it this way for years and now you want to change. And once again, that's who I'm catering to, teachers who want to spice it up a little bit. Here are some suggested ways. You've done task cards and the kids sit down and they do their own stuff, but you know what? I've got, I think, 13 more ways that you can use this. So give them the answer keys for the multiple choice. Now, I don't do a lot of 8 things that I use, and there's probably more that I missed, but once again, I'm still learning. But guys, we're in this together. We're gonna do it. You can do this, because if I can do it, trust me, you can do it. So go ahead and think about these 8 things that will help move your products throughout the store, help you make some money and get you going. All right, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, love y'all.